Islam means a way of life to me.
Islam is like, it's part of me, like as a character. That's what it means to me, you know. Like everywhere, how I do things, how I act, what I say, everything I do is basically just Islam.
Islam means peace to me, internally and externally. It's surrendering myself to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It means safety for me.
Islam basically defines me as a human being.
Islam more is like a way of life for me, you know. It sets rules, boundaries, and things that I do and not do, you know. For example, community service, so help, you know, your neighbor, or be kind to your friends, you know. All that is part of Islam for me.
It means honor. What I mean by that is that because I was born as Muslim and my whole family is, I feel like I have been honored to be Muslim because Allah have favored my family in the sense of I didn't have to ever search to become Muslim. Like, I have heard a lot of story about people struggling just to find their way back to Islamic religion. So I think it's an honor thing.
Like for me, the main thing that Islam brought to me was how to treat other people around you. So when I looked into the Quran, it was like, hey, treat your women right, treat your men right, treat your friends like your brothers, treat the women in Islam like your sisters, take care of your brothers and sisters on this earth. So for me, it's just ihtiram, it's just treating everyone right.
I actually did. And it's actually a funny story because this one time I experienced discrimination was after I prayed Jum'ah at the mosque. I left with my dad and I went to Family Dollar to get some light bulb for my mom. So I went around the aisles, I couldn't find it. So I asked this white lady, hey white lady, do you have a light bulb? And she stood up because she was like putting stuff on the shelf. She looked up and she saw me with the qabis and she just walked away. I was like, you tripping.
I have faced discrimination. I think in middle school is when I started becoming more aware that people were actually being racist, and they would make comments, hateful comments towards me, but I didn't really pay attention. And then when I got to high school is when it actually started getting to me. Until senior year, when a teacher terrorized me in front of the entire class, basically called me a terrorist. And I was shocked. Initially, I did not know how to respond. I was like, how can a teacher ask me this question? You're supposed to be educating me, but it doesn't seem like you really understand your position and the power that you're in. So let me educate you. So I took a moment and I was like, you know what? I don't represent every Muslim out there. I don't speak for every Muslim. I'm not the brand ambassador for all the Muslims out there. But all I can tell you is that what Islam represents, what Islam is about. And I took that moment to educate her about what Islam was about. And she didn't understand it. She still was going on making hateful comments towards me. I got up. I was like, I just didn't want to be in that environment anymore. I felt attacked. As I was sitting down, tears started flooding out of my eyes. I did not know how to hold myself or control myself. Like, I was literally crying. And then I saw this special counselor, and I was in her room and I even cried more. I was like, I don't know why would she say this type of thing to me. It's not like I never experienced hate. I did, but it was just not up to that level where a person who is in a position of authority is speaking to me in that kind of way. So for me, that was the first time I ever felt isolated. Felt like I wasn't I wasn't American enough. That was the first time I ever felt like discrimination. For me, that was the first time I ever felt real discrimination.
I strongly believe that if when a Muslim person ever get attacked, I feel like I have been discriminated against because I am part of that culture. That is my identity. That's what people see me. The first thing they see me, they don't see me like I am African or I'm mixed with two different type of Africans. All they see is that I'm a Muslim, that I wear hijab. So I feel like if somebody else go outside, it could be men or women, if they are targeted or being discriminated against, I feel like I personally have been discriminated. Those are my family, those are my people. I might not know it on a personal level, but still we're all the same ummah, if that makes sense.
My experience has been interesting growing up Muslim in America. I think in the beginning, kids were like really curious about my religion. They would always ask questions about why I wore the hijab and stuff. But I I think towards like high school, kids were like really judgmental, and they just assumed things. They didn't really ask questions. They were just like came up with their own assumptions about our religion or about Islam.
Growing up Muslim in America, I had the worst time. I used to hate my Islam. I used to be in class and they would ask me questions. They would ask me questions about Islam that I didn't know how to answer. They would make me feel like an outcast. I went to an all-Catholic school, so like every time for Eid, they would make me dress up in a thobe and like bring like the Palestine flag and make me explain everything. And I hated my Islam so much up until recently. I met a couple good people in my life. I met my uncle. Like my uncle was such a good figure in my life. He treats people with respect. He has 2 jobs. He takes care of his family. He takes care of my grandfather. I met other good Muslims. I met people like I met good Muslim guys like Atif, who took me to prayer every single Friday. I met like good Muslim girls who are strong and who take after Khadija, like Warda, starting her own business on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Shout out. Growing up, it was hard, but I realized what it was worth.
I mean, it can be both, because as the United States is always trying to be powerful and take over everything. I mean, what do you think causes all these wars, bro? Why do you think all these Muslim countries have trouble? They're in war. It's because America just trying to go up there and just set that as their house. They're just trying to get more oil from all these Arab countries. So so the United States can grow stronger. Like if you look at that's the political way. They just want to take over. And as in cultural way, I mean like as a cultural way, like Americans always saying these Arabs or whatever, these Muslims coming over and taking over. Like anybody taking over nothing. Like we come here, we go to work, we go to school, we do the same thing you do. Like if you don't do it, you don't be lazy and sit on the corner and you look at us and we doing something better than you. You can't get mad because you did it to yourself. It's like it's a personal issue. It's not anything cultural.
Being here for 3 years, I think the reason for hate crimes and like all the other problems Muslims face is mainly because of the media. The media uses it like we're Muslims here are like 3-4% of the total population in America, while most of them are non-Muslims, right? So politicians use it. They can use it for like, oh, the Muslims are bad people, they lose 3% of the vote. Who cares, right? They don't care. But then they gain all these other votes of people who hate Muslims, and example, Fox News uses it to gain, views, and so it's sad, but it happens.
I think the media greatly influences how Muslims are treated in America. Like every single thing that a Muslim does, or not even what Muslims do, it's people who have relations to Islam, people who have uncles who are Muslims, people who have grandparents who are Muslims. They're not even practicing and following Islam the way it's meant to be. So anytime one of those characters do something, they label it under the big brand of Islam. But the biggest thing, like in the Quran, if you kill someone, if you hurt somebody, like even if you hurt your wife, you're not practicing Islam. You're not practicing what it means to be a Muslim. Because at the end of the day, Islam literally translates into peace.
What I love about my religion is it brings peace, happiness, and prosperity. Just by saying Assalamu alaikum to someone, you're already wishing peace upon them.
What I love about my religion is that it is my identity. It's who I am as a person. It's my personality. It's the way I walk, the way I talk. It's a discipline for me. It's a set of rules that I live by in my life every day. That is what Islam is for me, and that is what I love about my religion. Without it, I don't think I would be anywhere. I think I would be nothing, honestly, if I wasn't a Muslim. And that is what I love about my religion.
We need to fight Islamophobia by fighting it by using what our religion means. We need to fight it with peace. If we fight bigotry with hatred, if we fight bigotry by yelling at them, yelling louder, beating on them, trying to up them, they're going to see Islam like how we see it on the media. They're going to see it as hatred. They're going to see it as extremism. They're going to see it as hatred. And at the end of the day, yeah, we need to lead by example. We need to be better Muslims. We need to lead how Muhammad ﷺ taught us. He taught us to treat people better than we treat ourselves. He taught us respect others. Respect people better than you respect yourselves. Like Abu Lahab, He left trash, he left thorns in front of his doorstep every day. And what did he do? He treated him with respect. He would pick up the trash every single day and throw it away. So, you know, I think we need to lead by our Prophet's example. Just lead by peace.
You know, I used to look at it like, oh, it was a negative thing. But then I saw how people in America really support us. When I say they support us, when Trump came up with that travel ban, I saw how across the whole country people protesting. They didn't have to do that for us. Sorry. So I feel like he did a good thing for us. He did a justice for us, you know. For those people to come out and support us, they didn't have to do that for us. But I think that he definitely brought light to us. He did us justice versus like how people were seeing it like it was a negative thing, but it was not actually, because I never expect people to come out across the whole country from different airport to airport just to support us. Those people didn't have to do that for us. So I think that he did us a justice. He definitely favored us. I mean, at the same time, I think Allah just did that for us to see that we are strong. We should be strong. It is people out there that really support us. Even though we think that people are against us, they really do support us, if that makes sense.
Thank you guys for watching this video. I really hope this video gave you a little insight of what Muslims and Islam represents, what we are about. I hope our stories gave you a better understanding of our religion and what we represent. For everyone who's watching, please share it with everyone that you know, Muslim and non-Muslim. This is our way of giving a little da'wah. Our Prophet ﷺ said that this ummah is one body, and if one part of our body hurts, we all hurt. So I hope that this video makes you appreciate the positive message that we are trying to spread and combat whatever racism, whatever bigotry, whatever hate that is going on in this world. So with that note, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and give it a big thumbs up. Also share it with family and friends. Also, don't forget to join in the discussion by commenting below if you have faced any sort of discrimination or bigotry, because you never know who might be going through that same experience and that can relate and might help them recover from whatever they're going through. So with that note, thank you so much for watching this. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.